Not all cheese is bad after 60, but for many Japanese elders, it's simply not part of their lives. It's not because of a trend or a strict rule. It's because their bodies never fully adapted to dairy. In traditional Japan, meals were built around rice, fish, vegetables, and fermented soy. Cheese was never part of the picture. In fact, cheese only entered Japanese homes in larger amounts after World War II. It came with Western influence, but many elders never embraced it. Some elders today have never even tasted certain types of cheese, and they've lived to 90 or more without it. But the reason goes beyond tradition. It's also biological. Over 90% of Japanese people are lactose intolerant after childhood. Their bodies stop producing enough lactase, the enzyme that breaks down lactose. So milk, cream, and cheese often cause gas, bloating, or discomfort. That's why many elders simply avoid it. They're not rejecting pleasure, they're avoiding pain. After 60, digestion changes. The body becomes more sensitive to heavy or fermented dairy. So instead of cheese, elders turn to tofu, natto, miso, gentle, fermented, plant-based foods. They support the gut without triggering inflammation. Their calcium comes from small fish with edible bones, and from seaweed, sesame seeds, and sunlight walks. Even modern Japanese don't eat cheese daily. It's a treat, not a habit. Elders in Okinawa or Kyoto are more likely to offer you sweet potato soup than cheddar, or tofu with grated ginger, not mozzarella. And that's part of why they age so well. They don't chase nutrients, they listen to their bodies. They don't eat to control the body. They eat to support it, softly, gently, and wisely. And that includes being careful with cheese, because some types inflame the joints, upset the stomach, or just feel too heavy. In the next section, we'll show you which cheeses Japanese elders usually avoid, and later, the few they sometimes eat without pain. After 60, digestion slows down, and the wrong foods can quickly trigger discomfort. That's why many Japanese elders choose to stay away from certain types of cheese. Let's explore 3 kinds of cheese they tend to avoid, and the simple reasons why. We're not here to fear food, just to understand how it makes the body feel. 1. Processed cheese, like American singles. These are the plastic-wrapped slices often found in burgers or sandwiches. They melt fast, but they're full of sodium, preservatives, and oils. Japanese elders rarely eat this type of cheese, not because it's trendy to avoid, but because it causes swelling, joint stiffness, and bloating in many. These cheeses often contain emulsifiers and additives that irritate the gut. For a digestive system already slowing with age, that can feel like a storm. Most Japanese homes, especially among elders, don't even buy this. Their kitchens rely on miso, dashi, tofu, not prepackaged cheese. 2. Aged cheddar and hard cheeses. Cheddar, Parmesan, Manchego. Delicious, but often heavy. They're high in saturated fats and contain tyramine, which can trigger headaches or raise blood pressure. For elders with arthritis, high salt and fat can worsen joint inflammation. And for those with weaker kidneys or blood pressure concerns, it's even riskier. These cheeses also take longer to digest. And when digestion is slow, sleep and energy also suffer. In Japanese tradition, aging well means avoiding heaviness, and these cheeses often feel heavy, emotionally and physically. 3. Blue cheeses and soft molds, Brie, Roquefort, Gorgonzola. These cheeses are rich, creamy, and filled with beneficial molds for some. But for Japanese elders, they're often too strong, in flavor and in effect. Blue cheeses contain compounds that can affect histamine levels. This may cause flushing, pressure headaches, or allergic-like symptoms in sensitive bodies. They also tend to linger in the stomach longer, and many elders in Japan describe a feeling of heat or stickiness after eating them. That's why they're considered foreign foods, not only culturally, but energetically. They're seen as heavy, pungent, and disharmonious with the body's aging rhythm. In summary, these cheeses aren't bad, but they don't fit everyone's body, especially after 60. Japanese elders simply choose comfort over complexity. And in the next section, we'll show you the cheeses and substitutes they do enjoy, without pain, heaviness, or regret. After 60, digestion needs kindness. That's why Japanese elders choose foods that feel light, but still nourish deeply. When it comes to cheese, they don't eat it daily, but some gentle options fit their rhythm. And in many cases, they don't reach for traditional cheese at all. Instead, they turn to soft substitutes or modern additions that respect the body's pace. Here are 3 options that support joints, gut, and energy, even after 70. 1. Cottage cheese, in small, thoughtful amounts. While not common in traditional Japan, cottage cheese has gained quiet popularity in some urban homes. It's soft, fresh, and low in fat, making it easier to digest than aged cheeses. Unlike brie or cheddar, cottage cheese isn't fermented or aged. That means less histamine and less strain on digestion. Japanese elders who include it often use it as a side, not the star. Just a spoonful paired with cucumber or grated daikon radish. It's also a soft source of protein, helpful after 60 when muscle loss can begin. And because it's moist and light, it rarely causes the stomach to feel blocked or tight. Still, portion matters. You won't see Japanese elders eating cottage cheese on toast or in lasagna. They use it like a condiment, not a main dish. And only if their body responds well. Otherwise, they return to tofu. 2. Tofu, the cheese of Japanese elders. Tofu is not a cheese by Western standards, but functionally, it replaces cheese in the Japanese lifestyle with fewer problems. It's rich in protein, calcium, and iron, and it's gentle, neutral, and easy to flavor with traditional ingredients like soy sauce, sesame, or grated ginger. Tofu doesn't ferment in the gut or trigger inflammation, and it's been part of the Japanese diet for centuries, long before cheese arrived. For Japanese elders, tofu is eaten in many forms: soft silken tofu in soup, firm momen tofu stir-fried, or thin yuba skin gently steamed. Tofu also plays a psychological role. It feels light, hydrating, and calming. There's no heaviness after eating, no pressure in the stomach. Even Japanese centenarians in Okinawa rely on tofu. It's a staple in their famous vegetable stews and longevity broths. Many doctors now recognize tofu as a functional food, anti-inflammatory, heart protective, and deeply rooted in balance. And the best part? It adapts to whatever the body needs: warm or cold, sweet or savory, firm or soft. For elders avoiding dairy, tofu is not a sacrifice. It's a trusted friend that has been with them their whole life. 3. Fresh goat cheese, when available and well tolerated. Goat cheese isn't traditional in Japan, but among health-conscious elders, it's occasionally used, with care and moderation. Why goat cheese? It has less lactose and a different protein structure than cow's milk, making it easier to digest. Elders who travel, or those who've been exposed to global cuisine, sometimes include it. But again, in small amounts, not as the center of a dish. It's often paired with light vegetables, like spinach, mizuna, or daikon leaves, or added in small amounts to rice balls or cold soba noodles. The idea isn't to copy Western dishes. It's to use the ingredient in harmony with how the body feels after 60. Goat cheese also has a slight tang, which pairs well with fermented flavors like miso or pickles. That's why it blends into Japanese sensibility more than aged cow cheeses. Still, it's considered optional, not essential. Most elders will choose tofu or natto first. But for those who enjoy variety without discomfort, goat cheese can be a welcome guest, one that doesn't overstay. So when it comes to cheese after 60, the Japanese don't follow rules. They follow how the body feels and how the food supports their energy. These 3 options, cottage cheese, tofu, and goat cheese, are not magic, but they don't fight the body. They offer protein, calcium, and comfort, without the struggle. And that's what aging well looks like in Japan: gentle nutrition with no pain attached. In Japan, there's no rush to eat, no pressure to count macros. There's only the quiet wisdom of tradition and a deep respect for how food makes the body feel. After 60, food becomes more than fuel. It becomes a conversation between body and spirit. Some foods, once harmless, now leave you heavy. Others, like soft tofu, steamed greens, warm broth, feel like peace. The elders of Japan don't avoid cheese because it's bad. They simply listen to their bodies. They feel what gives them strength. and what slowly takes it away. Some skip dairy altogether. Others find small ways to include it, as long as it brings no pain. The point isn't perfection, it's gentleness. Western diets often push more protein, more calcium. But Japanese elders remind us the real secret is in lightness. Light food, light digestion, light on inflammation, light on the joints. And when something feels heavy, even if it's healthy, they simply let it go, without guilt, without noise. This quiet confidence comes from tradition, and nowhere embodies it more than Okinawa, the island of longevity. There, elders live into their 90s and 100s with clarity, mobility, and joy. They eat meals rich in plants, fermented foods, and natural proteins, often without dairy. Their diet isn't restrictive. It's abundant in what the body truly wants. If you feel called to explore more of this peaceful way of eating, there's a gentle guide we trust, the Okinawa Diet Plan. It explains how Okinawan elders nourish themselves, not just to live longer, but to live well. There's no hype inside, just ancient habits that you can bring to your own kitchen, starting today. And if cheese is part of your story, let it be chosen with care, with balance, with awareness, with love. After 60, what we eat shapes how we move, how we rest, even how we feel joy. So choose light, choose peace. Let food support you, not burden you, and let your meals reflect your wisdom, not your worries. Subscribe for more calm, grounded health inspiration from Japan. And if you want to go deeper, we gently recommend the Okinawa Diet Plan. It's aligned with every message in this video.